A strong French accent. So be indulgent, please. Okay, so I have 10 minutes to make an overview of what does it mean precisely. What does it mean sovereign cloud for public sector? First thing first, a question. Who's in the room is working with public sector? Well done. Well, thank you so much. So let's show what has happened in the last decade. So of course, as always in IT, US was leading the way, and they started with the cloud first policy, with the famous JEDI for the defense. You remember this colossal budget that has been allocated for with the very first certification for cloud and security in cloud, such as FedRAMP. So European Union and France finally reacted with the GDPR in 2016 and the SecNum cloud regulation of France that is very, very stringent. And in parallel, we have had some various real sovereign cloud initiative from countries leading the way, such as Moldova, Croatia. Mr. Filipovic just left the room, but he participated to the Croatian sovereign cloud. Egypt and Kenya, and Estonia, of course, you all know that. 2018, a big boom for the regulation in cloud, because it's the USA Cloud Act, which has been considered as a clear and immediate provocation from a European perspective. And of course, the big accelerator, the COVID crisis, because the cloud trends that was there for decades in private sector was, let's say, taking a very slow pace in public sector, and all of a sudden with COVID, with the home working, and also it exploded. It unfast everything. So this, in coordination with the Cloud Act situation, we had a big reaction on regulation, and in parallel, so Gaia X came, and then the EUCS was not contemplated at the time, but the Digital Market Act and the Digital Service Act were initiated at this time and published in 2021, and some EU recovery fund to accelerate the digitization of government. So we have, of course, the Italy PSN, which is the biggest one in the pipe today. We have the Spanish GAD, it's colossal. The Monaco Cloud, we will have a clear description of the Monaco Cloud afterwards, and the last trigger of acceleration of cloud and sovereignty is, of course, the war in Ukraine. So now we are every day there is a new reason to have sovereign cloud and a new reason to make it even more complicated. So the thing is that the constraints are exactly the same for everyone, but there is a very different approach. As you can imagine, for USA, digital sovereignty is not exactly a big headache, because they are completely autonomous in terms of IT. They are the only one. No one else is autarcic in terms of digitalization. So the trend is, of course, first of all, very difficult to seriously identify, because it's quite blurry and noisy, but roughly it's a multi-vendor solution that is most of the time being chosen by the different government, with as a front row a local trusted partner such as Thales in France, or Capgemini, or you have Leonardo in Italy, you have Monaco Cloud in Monaco. So that's the trend towards we are moving on. You have some very interesting innovation in this that we have to salute. Is Luxembourg, who decided to move for the e-embassy. So because for countries deciding to have disaster recovery center outside of their country in case of conflict, the Luxembourg is hosting you, and it is an embassy, so it is your territory. So it is digitally, in terms of sovereignty, is completely bulletproof. It's a very, very innovative and very clever move, and Monaco Cloud team will explain to us that into more detail. So the European government, as I told you, were willing to push as much as possible a mixed solution with a national frontrunner with, American provider behind, but the hyperscalers are not exactly happy with that. So Alibaba, AWS, Azure, Google, Oracle, you name it, are all proposing a full-fledged, complete solution for sovereign cloud, and some are even investing a lot, such as Microsoft, that has invested $11 billion in European Union only, and the AWS data center in 8 European Union countries, and AWS, like a month ago, no, even weeks ago, announced the AWS European Sovereign Cloud Solution. As an immediate consequences, as I told you, that the government were pushing more their national frontrunners, such as in UK, that this company named UK Cloud was the biggest benefactor of the money from the government in the G Cloud framework. But AWS arrived, and AWS has been very, very, very convincing, and they took over most of the market. And so in the public sector market, the UK spent 400 million plus in pounds to AWS, and UK Cloud today is liquidated. So it was like a very big example of a native sovereign cloud provider who just died. So it's as becoming a big worries for the European countries. So the regulation is again strengthened in the cloud with, of course, the GDPR, the Gaia-X, the French Sexton Cloud in Netherlands. In every country there is regulation to secure data and to favorize national provider. And the new one to come is the EUCS that you are well aware of. It's supposed to be the silver bullet against the Cloud Act and against the hyperscaler dominance, but again, AWS has been recently qualified C5, which is the German criteria for sovereignty, and it's one of the most stringent in the world, and is exactly equivalent with reciprocity with the French Secnum Cloud, which is the most stringent in the world. And the France and Germany now are in fight, because when someone is qualified C5, it's automatically qualified Secnum Cloud. And the French government say, no, we don't want AWS to be qualified Secnum Cloud. You do what you want, Germans, but we don't want. So it's opening many fronts. So it's not as simple as it looks. It's always moving on. So the key challenge, you have a list of key challenges that you know very well, but the one that is always identified is the lack of viable alternatives to global hyperscaler. Makes sense. Those guys are super good. And this is evolving in sovereign cloud ecosystems that Laurent Allard was emphasizing the fact that ecosystem is of the essence to make it working properly, and we are all part of this sovereign cloud ecosystem. And VMware is part of the hybrid vendor. Most of you are national hero in your respective country. And within this very complicated ecosystem, and within this need for choice and control, luckily VMware is a little self-promotion because it's the first time. Luckily, VMware is the one that tick all the boxes of the sovereign cloud flexibility. So we have 300 plus government cloud in 25 countries with some very beautiful use cases. Croatia, of course, Monaco cloud, you will hear from it. Italy, KSA, Spain, and it's moving on and on and on. And in the coming years, it will be Norway, Romania, and so on. So what is to be kept in mind is that in these figures, because I have only 30 seconds left, in this figure you have to keep in mind that 96% of the public sector are seriously considering or already implementing sovereign cloud, and in the coming 12 months, so it's very fast. This one is very interesting because it says that 56% of the public sector is using hyperscaler for sovereign cloud, and they will go from 56% to 19%. It will reduce also the national provider from 24 to 21, but it will increase to 60% the mixed solution. So the VCCP sovereign cloud policy of VMware seems to have been very, very clever politics. Well done, Laurent. The global government cloud market today is evaluated as such. So today we are at $33 billion for government only in the European Union only, and it will move to 83 billion. So for every CSP present in the room who is betting to sovereign cloud, it's a good bet. The CAGR is very impressive. So having said that, let me invite on the floor our Monaco cloud representative. So Mr. Jean-Claude Arche, Mr. Xavier Botex, and Mr. Stouli Mehdi.
On s'assoit sur les sièges.
Je pense que ça.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So actually, in 2021, Monaco became the first country in Europe to announce its own sovereign cloud. So basically, the aim is not only to provide to Monaco government, but also to all vital organizations as well as private companies that are located in Monaco. The aim is to provide them the best in infrastructure and in cloud services. So basically, we are putting the sovereign cloud really at the forefront of the digital ecosystem in Monaco, but also beyond. Right, as it's a model that has never been done before, we are addressing quite a few challenges, not only about security, but also about business competitiveness, putting the country's attractiveness on an international stage. It's actually a real combination of political will and also of technological and digital expertise of private stakeholders. And all of this is allowing us to enable all kinds of use cases, such as AI, such as smart cities, e-education, e-health, and so on. But Jean-Charles will explain more about that later. Right. So, in a nutshell, our value proposition is based on 4 key benefits. So, first, we have performance. So, of course, our services accelerate the digital transformation of companies. They also make them more competitive in the business world. And this is why we are aiming for top performance, for high quality, in order to achieve this competitiveness. And it's a point that is really linked to technology, so Xavier will explain more about this very quickly. The second point is security. Now, this is really at the core of Monaco Cloud's DNA. Actually, we obtained last year the PSSIE, which is a state-level certification that was mandatory in order to host the government and to host vital organizations. It means that today all of our services are on a state-level standard. And for example, it means that all of our VMs, all the backups, all the storage is encrypted by default, at rest, but also in transit. We also obtained recently ISO 27001, as well as HDS, that stands for Healthcare Data Management. And this is to show that we are really putting the security on a high priority on our catalog. Another important point is sovereignty. So it's an aspect that we are definitely guaranteeing. Of course, the infrastructure is based and administrated in Monaco, but the sovereignty is not just about localization of the data. We actually have many characteristics that ensure that the data is stored and is subject to Monegasque laws only. For example, the government is the main shareholder of Monaco Cloud, and all the remaining shareholders are also Monegasque private investors. But it's a point that Xavier will specify as well, because it's actually really linked to the technology and to the way we use it and to the way we work with our suppliers. Right, so this brings me to benefits 4, last but not least, which is the proximity. In fact, we are a local and proximity operator. And it means that the company is building a supporting ecosystem of integration partners, of solution vendors, and the result is a better value proposition with tailor-made approaches, and also an accelerated adoption of the cloud among our customers. In fact, we already have dozens of solutions that are already live, already running, and covering all types of needs for all sizes of companies. From electronic signature to web hosting, digital vault, ERPs, collaboration tools, or even a security operation center, we are hosting all kinds of use cases. And we also have customers who simply deploy their entire infrastructure or a part of it in Monaco Cloud. So you see, it's a model that allows a really hand-in-hand collaboration, not only with local partners, but also with international partners. And it's some use cases that are enabled only through our indirect model and distribution model that we are working with. All right, so actually it means that our partners are able to provide the best of their competencies combined with a high-level infrastructure and services which we provide. Right. So this concludes the 4 main benefits of our catalog. Hopefully you know more about the distribution model that we have. Thank you for your attention. I will now pass the floor to Xavier, who is our CTO. Xavier, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mehdi, for your introduction. Right now, I will going to talk about more technical stuff. And basically, I will describe the technical specificity of Monaco Cloud and how in Monaco Cloud we have built the infrastructure of our services and how we can distribute it to our major client, who is being the government of Monaco. First of all, how we have built the technical stack. First, before introducing the stack, I have to introduce myself. A few words of myself. I am the CTO of Monaco Cloud, and I have passionate of technology and innovation. I have bring technology and innovation to the project of Monaco Cloud. Basically, as the CTO of Monaco Cloud, my main responsibility is to provide service to our customers, while at the same time ensuring optimal management as well as preserving the security of sovereign solutions. At Monaco Cloud, we designed services, and these services combine not only efficiency, but also a high level of security. And now, let's jump to the next topic. How at Monaco Cloud we have built the technical stack. First of all, we have built the platform based on the collaboration with cloud editors like Dell Technology or VMware. Actually, our platform is hosted on Dell VxRail server. We have deployed VMware Cloud Foundation on those servers. And this is to provide for our team a complete cloud platform management. And now, on the top of the stack, we have deployed VMware Cloud Director. Basically, it's to provide the self-managed solution to our services directly to our customers, like VApp, network creation, microsegmentation, firewalling, etc. Okay, let's move to the next item, the physical implementation of Monaco Cloud. Monaco Cloud has the infrastructure distributed across Monaco. All of the items are hosted in 2 data centers on Monaco. By the way, in 2025, we plan to open a 3rd data center in Monaco. To complete this service of resiliency, we are also planning to open a fallback site directly in Luxembourg via the e-embassy in 2024. So, as you can see, it's a very interesting project. Now, let's move to the most important item, the sovereignty. We see we have a holistic vision of sovereignty that guarantees total control over data. First of all, the territorial sovereignty. Data is stored only in Monaco, and the data pass through a local network operator, Monaco Telecom on Monégasque territory. The second point, sovereignty of governance. As major actionary, the government of Monaco guarantees the sustainability of Monaco Cloud, and as Mehdi says, all the shareholders' base is made up exclusively of private Monégasque entities. Then the third point, legal sovereignty. The stored data is not subject to extraterritorial laws, in particular the Cloud Act. No direct legal attack against Monaco Cloud is possible by a state or foreign country. All suppliers' contracts are under Monegasque jurisdiction only. So now the last item, sovereignty of operations. Monaco Cloud is the only entity administrating its own services. The security is the heart of Monaco Cloud DNA. The service will be PANH, Qualified Secure Cloud Equivalent. That's why Monaco Cloud offers a truly sovereign cloud to their customer. Right. We are getting to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. And now it's time to move to the next step, a customer feedback presented by Jean-Charles Harley. Jean-Charles, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mehdi and Xavier, for your presentations. I'm very happy to be here today. Nice. I'm going to talk about the Gov2Cloud program. My name is Jean-Charles Harley, and I am the CIO in Monaco government. Okay, let me outline the agenda today. 3 points. Firstly, a few facts and figures about Monaco. Second point, why with Monaco Cloud? And lastly, point 3, the Gov2Cloud program. Right. Let me share a few key figures about Monaco. Monaco is a very small state. It's just 2 square kilometers. And it's the second smallest state in the world, just after the Vatican. In Monaco, there are 40,000 residents, split like this, 10,000 Monegasque, and 30,000 other nationalities. Now, did you know there is more than 140 different nationalities in Monaco? Also, 60,000 people come to work in Monaco every day. And in terms of economic indicators, 8 billion euro GDP, 200,000 per capita. So, as you can see, however small, Monaco is incredibly dynamic. Photos speaks better than words. So basically, there are many events in Monaco all over the years. I'm sure everyone has recognized Monaco Grand Prix, probably one of the best races in the world. Also, Monaco is one of the stages of the World Rally Championships. And we can also see the Palace of the Prince and a beautiful picture. Of course, we could look many photos, but now it's time to talk business. Right, for the Gov2Cloud program, why did we choose the company Monaco Cloud? Basically, we need to be sovereign in the management of our IT system for the states. As it is the case in the other states, in Monaco, we have a specific state security policy system. And there are many aspects to show that Monaco Cloud is sovereign. Let me explain a few of them. First aspect, by capital, 70% for the government and 30% for other investors from Monaco. Second point, by laws. Monaco Cloud is under Monegasque laws and regulation. Point 3, by location. All the data are on the national territory. Then point 4, by operation. Monaco Cloud is operated on the national territory. And last but not least, point 5, by security. Monaco Cloud is security by design. And also, there is a strong need to support the explosion of our digital services. Let me tell you something. Over the last 5 years, there has been a huge increase of needs. For example, our team went from 50 people to 150, so multiplied by 3. Our budget was multiplied by 4. The amount of our virtual servers was multiplied by 5, so from 500 to 2,500. So you understood that maintain our efficiency, we must adapt and adopt Monaco Cloud. So time now to explain the program. Basically, it's quite simple. We have a cloud-first policy, which means that each new project or new application will have to go in the sovereign cloud by default. In that cloud-first policy, there are 3 use cases. Firstly, new project. Each new project will be built by default in the sovereign cloud. Point 2, we have to migrate the existing applications towards Monaco Cloud, and it depends obviously on priorities and opportunities. Last point, in some rare cases, we have to redesign some application, and it's also depending on priorities and opportunities. So as you can see, rules are quite simple, but a lot of work is involved to reach our objectives. Okay, now let's move to the actual Move to Cloud timeline program. A quick recap about how the story started. Between 2021 and 2023, basically, we explored and we tasted with Monaco Cloud. Then, in April 2023, Monaco Cloud got the approval. That was the validation stage. So, from April 2023 to October 2023, we started to deploy, and today we have 250 virtual machines on Monaco Cloud. And it's about 10% of our assets. End of 2024, the objective is between 800 and 1,000 virtual machines. Beginning of 2025, as mentioned by Xavier, the creation of the Monaco e-embassy in Luxembourg. By 2027, our objective is to reach 80% of our assets in Monaco Cloud. Okay, we are now getting close to the end of my talk, and I'd like to conclude by saying it's an ambitious program, and you have seen we have still a lot of work to achieve our objectives. By the way, I'd like to add, it would be a great pleasure to welcome you in Monaco. We would be very happy to show you what we have created, as well as help you to discover the Principality of Monaco. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks for your attention.